let's start right into it. First of all, not everyone can get into an Ivy League education. So what's the truth about acceptance rates at these schools? How hard is it?
Yeah, I mean, these schools are extraordinarily selective, and in a lot of cases, less than 10% of the students who actually apply wind up getting in. And along with being incredibly selective, they're also incredibly expensive. So these are going to be among the most expensive schools in the entire United States, and in some cases in the entire world.
So you are paying for that name.
In a sense, some people have said, would you spend $100,000 just for a diploma with that name on it if you couldn't take a single class? Some people would say yes.
Wow. So it's not just necessarily about the quality of the classes, it's also the name recognition. First of all, the obvious downside is the amount of competition in these schools.
Yes.
And to get into these schools.
In a lot of cases, it's incredibly competitive to get in the first place. And then once you do get in, you're competing against some of the best and brightest kids in the entire country. Now, that might not fly with your personal learning style. You may prefer to compete against yourself. And in every test and paper, you're getting the A because you want to get the A, not because the person next to you is kind of feverishly competing to try to make sure they get the A and you don't. In some of these Ivy League schools, they've seen books being vandalized in the libraries. It tends to just be a little bit more cutthroat, so you want to make sure that academic environment is right for you.
Limited studies and majors, meaning just because it's a big name school, it doesn't mean it's necessarily right for you, depending on what you want to study.
And that's a really big point, that you shouldn't go to a school just because of how highly it's ranked in U.S. News and World Report. You should figure out, what do I want to major in, and how strong is that department at each of these Ivy League schools? It may be that you want to be a creative writing major, and they don't offer that major, or that major is not particularly strong there. So a state school or a cheaper school may be right for you.
So this is what you meant when you said that you were spent. And now it's time to build from the bottom of the pit right to the top. Don't look back. Packing my bags and giving the academy a rain check.